Join me on my journey as I travel to the rooftop of Africa. Mount Kilimanjaro is the tallest freestanding mountain in the world and the fourth highest of the 7 world summits. Myself and 9 other women set out to accomplish this amazing goal with the support staff of 61 people. We traveled approximately 2 hours to Kilimanjaro National Park to begin our journey. There was no easing into this journey. It immediately started with a steep incline trek through the rainforest to our first camp for the night.
They won!
Say Tanzania!
Day 2. Matata.
Suraka imewaka.
Hakuna matata.
Naona mnacheka.
Hakuna matata.
Tukimali.
Day 2 included a 4-hour trek through the rainforest to our next camp. We had to make sure we kept the sunscreen on because that sun close to the equator was intense.
Sisters rising to the top!
Suraka team. Non-stop.
Dream team.
Of course, I always find time to dance. Day 2 ended at Shira 1 camp. It was time to relax and have some dinner.
My super sunglasses.
Day 3. Today we trekked through the moorlands and had a little fun while doing so. For the first time since we started, we got a really good view of the summit. You're closer to the top of the mountain. Okay, so Suraka Tours had us a bit spoiled with getting our boots cleaned each day after our trek. To this date, we're still trying to figure out how 3 days into the trek, Chef had a fresh birthday cake for Fifi. There's nothing like a room with a view. Check out my humble abode. Day 4, halfway there. The temperatures were really starting to drop. The wind was picking up. So, of course, we had to warm up a bit before we started our day.
We're going up high. It's a long day today. 10-hour trek. We came from way down there, and we're going way up there. Altitude has us out of breath. Walking slow. It's called pole pole. Slowly, slowly. It's a tough day. Oh, but we're doing this.
Little rock monuments through the trek to Kilimanjaro. Some travelers placed them there to be remembered by, so I decided to create my own. If you see it, make sure you take a picture. Each day, each step took us closer to our goal.
Literally in a cloud, look.
Say hi, Camille. Hey!
That's my sword. We are in a cloud.
We had a raven. He's blessing us. You know ravens.
Congratulations, we made it to Lava Tower.
After lunch at Lava Tower, we made our way to our next camp, and it was a very steep and rocky downhill, but the views were amazing. Outside of being in a cloud, we saw very unique looking trees and plants, saw a beautiful waterfall. It was just a sight to take in. A picture cannot do justice to how breathtaking the stars in the sky were. Today we're going to climb the Barranco Wall. There's the Barranco Wall. I don't know if you could see people up there. The little spots climbing up the wall. We made our way through camp and across the valley to start our climb on the Barranco Wall. The Barranco Wall is 843 feet high, and at the top it's about 14,000 feet of elevation. The Barranco Wall is considered a grade 4A scramble, meaning that you will need all 4 limbs in order to get up the wall. So once we crossed the valley, we put the trekking poles away and got ready to climb.
Okay, we're halfway up. This is how far we've come. We came from way down there. Now we're up here, and we have to get up there.
Next was a portion of the mountain called Kiss the Wall. The ledge is so narrow that you literally have to hug a rock in order to scoot by.
Go ahead, Yolanda. Kiss it, kiss it.
Victory. After a tea break, it was time to get the trekking poles back out to continue our journey through the Alpine Desert to Karanga Camp. During the day, the weather could fluctuate greatly. If the sun was exposed, it would be a bit warmer and you had to shed layers. Once the clouds covered the sun, the temperature would immediately drop. Once the sun set, it would get extremely cold. So with our sub-zero sleeping bags, sleeping liners, and multiple layers on, it was still very cold. I even slept in gloves. Good morning, it's day 6. We are at about 14,000 feet of elevation. You can see the mountain in the background, but it's covered by clouds right now. But this is summit day, so we will be going to base camp. After base camp, we'll have dinner, take a short nap, and around 11 p.m. or midnight, we'll start our way to the top of the mountain to try to reach it by sunrise. So, see you on the other side. The anticipation was palpable as we headed into summit night. Everyone was a little bit scared, a little bit excited, but we couldn't wait. We got to our final base camp and the views were amazing. Being above the clouds, watching the sunset behind the summit was breathtaking. After a brief nap, we put on our headlamps and made our way to the grand finale. The night seemed to be never ending, but when we saw the sunrise, it was like a fresh burst of energy. We were extremely tired. Going up this summit was an average of a 27% incline grade, with places as high as 40%. Some light scrambles, meaning you needed all 4 limbs in order to get over some rocks, but it was never ending uphill to get to the top. The altitude really played a factor. As slow as our pace was, there were places on the incline where my heart rate got as high as it would if I was running a 5K race. This journey was not just a test of your physical strength, but it was also a test of mental strength. It was so quiet out there with just the sound of gravel beneath your feet and the thoughts in your head. So you really had to sing a song to yourself, repeat scripture, anything that we could do just to kind of keep our own minds in the game, keep our feet moving one step at a time. Once the sun was up, it gave us new life, and then this happened. After about 7 hours, we made it to the first summit point, Stella Point, where we saw views of the glaciers. It was gorgeous. We were just a few steps away from the ultimate prize, which was Uruhu Peak, the highest point in Africa. crazy to think that at this very moment, I was the only person in the world at the highest, most point in Africa. Thank you, Simon. Thank you, Balthazar. Thank you, Frederick. Thank you, David. Thank you, Baraka. And the ladies who shared this journey with me.
Pole, 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 pole.
Last but certainly not least, thank you, Sophia.